Good morning and check it out. So good morning guys, I want to say welcome to another video here on Blender 2.8. I went to sleep pretty late last night, so sorry if I sound rough again. I just woke up a while ago. I woke up a short while ago. We'll get onto this green dude in a moment. He's the main feature of this video, it seems. But I want to say, basically, remember, it's not good to sit down and sit constantly eating and drinking crap and sitting there and watching screens all day. I don't care if it's your computer, your phone, whatever. You need to get off your ass and start doing some goddamn exercise. Hell, no, really, I've got to say it really because, I do it every day. I do my martial arts, don't forget. I do get exercise. I wake up each morning to do some exercise, just a bit of stretching, and I think everybody needs to do some form of exercise. You can't just do nothing. I just want to say that, okay? Sorry, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, anybody, but it's your life, but if I was you, you need to take care of yourself, take care of your eyes, try and get enough sleep, try and get a good healthy sleep pattern, go out, for a walk now and then. But anyway, I've got my cup of tea here, and let's get onto this video, okay? It's great to be creative. Who the hell is this motherfucker right here? So we got, excuse my language, but we've got this green-looking guy here. Is he a zombie? Is he what? A superhero, mutant, X-Men, Hulk's little brother? Mom, who is he? He looks kind of mean. I don't know. He looks kind of I don't know, weird looking, huh? Strange coloured clothes and stuff on. Very, very ugly. I think he's a very ugly looking character. Nothing too amazing at all about the character, but still, it's pretty amazing when you look at what you can do. Now, yeah, I made this character, and I'm going to tell you how I made this character. Very simple, rough character. I'm going to tell you how I made him. I want to also say actually the eyebrows. I forgot to save the texture. I did paint his eyebrows actually in as brown, the same as his hair. Brown, okay. But it doesn't matter. He looks like this now. I'm going to tell you how I made this very simple character. I'm going to talk about some basic methods. As far as creating a 3D character is concerned in this software, Blender 2.8. Okay, because I've been making videos recently on Blender 2.8 because I'm learning it and I'm trying to do good with 3D. I want to try to have a go at some 3D animated shows, because I mainly focus on 2D animation, as you know. And I am actually still mainly focused on 2D. I'm using 3D to help me with 2D shows as well. But obviously I'm trying to see if I can come up with methods of creating 3D scenes and 3D characters, so I can do some 3D as well. So let's talk about this character first of all, right? I say I made it. I didn't sculpt everything. The only sculpting that I did on this character is the hair. It's the only making of anything to do with the mesh, the polygons, the mesh, the geometry. Is the hair. This character was actually bald, but what I did is I painted obviously the hair on. The colour, I just painted a brown colour. But I used a stencil, what I created, a stencil. I showed you in a previous video about how you can use stencils to paint, okay? Well, you can also use stencils to paint geometry too. So I made a little stencil. All I did was I created an image. I tried it with a PNG, but it didn't work, and it had to be a JPEG. JPEG, and it had to be like that. It was a white background with black dots and just dots, and I basically just moved the image around, changed the size and stuff, and just painted this hair on, and it just created this shape, okay, as 3D geometry. It's amazing how you can do that, take an image and paint and make it 3D, you know. But the colour, I just left it brown. I just painted brown on top of that. I painted over that, but that's what it was. He was bald headed, and I just painted the shape. In fact, you can still see how I've left some areas by accident there. You can see how it's like kind of, see, because it was actually painted onto the head, the shape of it. I mean, if I go into solid mode, you'll see it. Sorry if that's just scared the shit out of you and your kids, but but yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it worked as such. But I need to find other ways of doing hair. You know, I mean, I want to do low poly stuff. I don't want to do stuff with like all the strands of hair, like as in literally fine, because that would be too much hard work. But yeah. Anyway, now the textures were looking shinier. I just went into the shading properties and turned up the roughness so that he wasn't a little bit shiny, you know, to make him look rough. The character on, where did this character come from then? I didn't make it, okay. So how, you know, the actual main body of the character. Well, you probably guessed it if you are someone who's familiar with some 3D programmers like this. I used Make Human, a piece of software called Make Human. I re-downloaded it again last night. I thought I'll give it a go, you know. And within that, they have features for you know, changing the facial features. So I did change the facial features, kind of thing. Changing the face expressions, so I kind of moved things around, and the shape of his eyes I changed a little bit, his face. You can give him the build, so I give him a pretty big, stocky, strong build, his body, big build. You can choose a range, like a very small range, but in the one I've got, but various clothes you can choose. Now usually the clothes are just plain, like a blue jumper with jeans, blue jeans, and it's got like the Make Human logo for their thing, you know, on the front. Excuse me. Excuse me. But what I did was, see, when you export a 3D model from a Make Human, a 3D figure, you got, not only do you have a range of export options for which kind of format you want to export, like Collada, DAE, that's DAE, it's also called Collada, and that's what this is here, what you're looking at, this one. But you also got FBX, okay, FBX, and they're both good for like posing type of figures, okay, and you can export with or without a rig, so that you can actually pose them, which I'm going to show you in a moment. So when you export from when you export the figure from Make Human, you just literally choose, you know, the rig you want. I chose the most simple one with the least bones, but just enough to like move the figure into position. You can get very detailed ones, you know, or you can just you know, you could just export an OBJ file or another kind of file, and you can just put your own bones in, make your own rig if you really want to do it that way here. But I thought it's a bit of fuss, you know, but you can bring a rig in here, you know, and do that. But you don't have to animate every finger and every facial expression and muscle and strand of hair, but you know. Anyway, when you export your model, your figure from Make Human, there's as I say, there are it gives you different models, it's weird, like different pieces for the model, but they're still together, which is good. Like within this, there are the eyes. Yes, the eyes are, I don't know how to say this, separate or not. I'm still a bit confused myself, because they're supposed to be separate. You can see these three orange things on the top right here. Forget where it says pose and this and that, but this is a drop down thing. This is a drop down collection. This Y forever. If you press that, or I've given it, let me see, see, I've got 3 parts to this character. If I open it up a bit, see, low poly is the low poly eyes I chose rather than the high poly ones. Male casual suit, which is the clothes here, and then male muscle, which is the muscular body I chose. You know, you can adjust things in there pretty good. You know, basic stuff. But anyway, yes, you get the as 3 kind of separate things almost. Like you get. Guys, if you can hold on 1 second, I'll be back in 1 second. I've got to check something important outside. Hold on 1 second. I'm really sorry, guys. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm back. Yeah. Sorry about that. Just heard a beeping sound outside. Wonder what that was, but thought I'd check it out. Anyway, yeah, so back to what I was saying, yeah, so this character, as I say, yeah, so when you export it, sorry, when you do export the character, make it as a thing, you know, as a proper model, it will have these 3 parts that it's made up of, so to speak. The eyes, and then the rest of the body, everything else, you know, but the eyes are separate kind of thing. And the clothing as a unit. So this is one thing. The jumper here, the sweater, and the trousers. You can add shoes and things and hats as well and stuff. I didn't give him any in this one. I was just experimenting, trying to see what I can do, you know. And then you choose your rig and stuff. And then obviously these are going to have textures, right? So the eyes, I didn't change the eyes at all. I just left them as brown eyes. The skin wasn't green; it was a normal skin texture, one of many that you can choose on there. But what I did was I just went into my software. I went to my art software. I use Fire Alpaca. I've got 2 art softwares that I really love best, which are Krita and Fire Alpaca. But I went into Fire Alpaca. You know, chose the magic wands, turned up the tolerance thing, and I just clicked and just cut out the background from that isn't being used, you know. Selected everything, you know. I inverted the selection to select everything, and then I just painted over it. I've done some paint designs with different layers, and I just painted over it to create my own stock design for the clothes. I can show you more of how I do this stuff and all these different steps in different videos if you'd like at some stage, but the thing is, so I just created the design on top, but the actual model is just totally made, you know, in Make Human. It comes from Make Human. Now, if you now, one more thing I want to say about more sculpting. I said about geometry. I sculpted that hair on by using a brush, but I used a stencil from an image that I created with some dots. Now, the colour I just painted brown over the top. The eyebrows were supposed to be brown, but I just forgot to save it last night. I painted them, but it's alright. It's okay now. But also there's a few other things too. The face, like, I did put a little bit of detail as far as I remember on the face. I think I did do some sculpting. I just, with a brush very lightly, I think I did. I can't really remember too well now, but I think I just sculpted a little bit on the face to make him a bit more fatter in the face. I forgot, but I know it was quite a big face anyway. Yeah, I've done a lot of experimenting last night. So now, once you've got your model into, you know, into Blender, you'll probably wonder, like, how? Okay, I want to pose this now. I want to pose it into position, right? Because obviously, yeah, you can do more things. You can add more things to this character. You can adjust him even further, right? Like, you know, do more sculpting and crazy stuff if you wanted to, you know. But the thing I'm talking about though is the basic, like, posing right now. Now, like I showed you in another video, you'll have seen, you'll know what the bones look like in Blender. The bones and the rigs, they look like these, you know, these rigs, you know, with like these triangular kind of long-shaped bone, grey like bones rigs. Okay. In fact, I'll show you one now. I'll show you one very quickly. I'll put him to the side for one moment. Move the camera to the side. I'm going to go to Add, and I'm going to go down to armature, and I'm going to just choose the human meta rig, just to be simple. I'm going to just move it to the side. We're not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to show you, you know, what it looks like. It's just so you remember again, just so you'll know again, you know, just so you can remind yourself. God damn it, I'm reminding you now. You see, just trying to wake up, man. Okay, so yeah, you know the bones look kind of like that, right? I don't usually keep the face and all those details, but you know, it has these bones, right? But the bones don't look like that in Make Human skeletons, which are armatures. Okay, we call them armatures, the skeletons, and rigs. Okay, or rigs. Okay, so the rigs that you get with, which are, you know, ready rigged. You can export ready rigged, pre-rigged, you know, figures, as I say, like this one is a Collada one, as I say, Day, and that Day, DAE or Collada. This one you can use FBX too, also. But the thing is that, you know, I'm saying, yeah, they don't look like this though. But still, the rules are the same. The rules are the same. So what you do is you click on your character. If the thing doesn't show up straight away, what I usually do, and when you go down to here, you see like here I've got this option. You got options like here, object mode, or sorry, object mode, edit mode, and you get pose mode, right? It can get confusing because you'll probably be looking for other stuff, like you're looking for like, you know, texture paint mode. Where's that? You know, or where's sculpt mode and things like that? They're not there, right? But you've got the basics like object mode and edit mode and, you know, pose mode. But it's like, so it's a case of like, this is like this character is like a collection of things. You can see here that it's like a folder thing, but you have to click on it. Click on different parts. So I might click on another part, like the part I want to sculpt. Like if I wanted to sculpt more detail on his body, you see how it highlights different things. This is the clothes right now. Close the click the other one. Now it's the body inside the clothes. So I might want to click that now, and then, oh, excuse me, click on that here now, and then go up here, and you'll see it's got more things now. So it's sculpt and stuff like that. But for the whole thing, like the whole main character, that's like a rigged character. It's just going to give you those. And if you're looking for pose and you can't find it here, just try clicking on the green one, like pose or something, and then I notice this is for bones, and then this is for the rig. I'm guessing you got two. It gives you. But I usually click on that, and then after that directly click back to the orange one, whatever you've named it, which is the main like folder for the whole thing. But you go up here anyway, and you go down here, and go up to the left, go down to pose mode, and now we're in pose mode. Okay, so we can pose the figure. Yeah, you can do animation and stuff. Don't forget, but it's a bit of fuss, but you can do it, right? Now, when you go over here on the right hand side with a mouse and hover all the way down, okay, down here to this little thing, you see this one. I've already got it. It's already selected. I've got it already selected here. You can go over here and from this display as, I'll show you what it looks like. It gives you 5 different looks to how the bones are going to look. These widgets, which are basically bones to actually control the figure, and they don't look like the bones we're used to. So if you wanna add an armature, like a bone rig, like I just showed you, that bone rig, you'll have to parent the model to that, or do it some way like that, you know, using the automatic weights. Okay, and I'll show you that in another video again, you know, at some stage. But I'm saying, but the basic thing, like from Make Human, with models from Make Human, they're going to come out with their own kind of bones, right, and the way they look. So they're kind of awkward, but I'll show you how they look. Okay, now at this stage we can't see them currently, the bones, right? So what you need to do is you need to go to this here where it says in front. Can you see that here? My mouse cursor, look, in front. Click that. Okay, tick that. Now you can see all these little dots. Now this one is the best one, I feel. They are like just about clickable. Like they're still too small, but it's like you can click on them and pose the character. Before I start clicking on them, I'm going to show you the 4 other different looks. So follow my mouse cursor with your eyes. So this one's called B-Bone, okay, B-Bone. Now if I click on other, if I open this drop down menu and click on other ones, you'll see, what's this? Octahedral. It just makes little tiny dots. Now they're hard to even see to some degree, aren't they? They're no good. Stick, if I click on stick, looks alright, yeah, but I've tried clicking on them and sometimes it just doesn't even seem to, I'm unable to like click on them, or I don't know why. Now you can go up to envelope and you get these, it's very strange, they're pretty small. Like yesterday when there was massive circles, I don't know why, but I guess it depends on the situation. You know, but again, I don't seem to be able to select them, which is pretty strange. Oh yeah, of course I need to remind you guys something in a moment. Okay, in a moment I'll just check something out, but we're going to look at the last one, this one, which is wire. Okay, wire. Well, the wire one I can barely see today. What the wire one is, it's just like some thin lines. I don't know why we can't see them. They're not showing up here, but they're thin lines. Okay, very, very thin lines. Well, you can't even see them today. It's very strange. They're thin lines, very dotted lines there. Anyway, let's go down to our favourite, which is B-Bone. Okay, probably something to do with the sizing, I'm guessing. But yeah, okay. So we've got these here. Okay, these little dots. That's what I'm getting anyway, unless it's some glitch or something. But this is what I'm getting. Okay. So click. Make sure it's on B-Bone. That's my advice for some people. And then in front. Make sure you click in front. You know, so you can see the bones. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to click on these bones. Now the funny thing is, I've got this here. If you look at the top left, this dotted square, the main select box. Okay, select box. You've got different kinds, right? You've got this one. You've got just normal select. You can press and hold the left mouse button, hover over here, and choose which one. Now I told you in another video that it's best to use the circle select. That's the only one that seems to work for me when I'm using the normal rigs, like that other rig, that skeleton rig I showed you for your characters. But it seems that Make Human ones, it does now allow you. It does actually allow you to select these kind of rigs with the normal select tools. Anyway, once you got a bone selected, like I've got this guy's neck selected here, you can then go down to the rotate tool. Okay, remember, rotate tool. Okay, and then you can just start rotating this bitch. Quite scary, huh? I like the way it all moves together too, you know. So there he is. He's just looking up at the star and wondering, so you serious, man? Click on the elbow, you know, move the arm, and you get the idea, right? And you can just pose this guy however you want, moving the shoulder now. You can actually save them out in initial poses as well, as far as I know, and still have the rig. I don't know if that exports or not. Probably could do it like for, it gives you like a selection of 10 or something more initial poses you can choose if you don't want to. This is just a basic pose. You can export as a T pose as well, but those are probably just good for like artists, like just practicing drawing and stuff, like if you want to get a quick figure. But you can just pose it yourself, you know. I'm just showing you roughly, you know, what you can do. Sort of, oh, excuse me, rotating, you know. Okay, I know I've kind of twisted him up kind of weird there, but you get the idea, right? Just holding control and pressing Z there, Z, to undo. You know, all this stuff that you can do. Let's see, and turn, see. You know, this is what you can do. You know, so you can pose your characters, and you can animate as you go along, or you can get them in position if you don't want to see these dots, again, just remember, go over to here to where it says in front, and you've got to be on this green little thing here to find it. Okay, click that off. Okay, there you go. If you don't want to see these widgets, so you can go up to the options up here, or you can just click another tool anyway and click away somewhere, or you can, as I say, click on these these things here. It will turn off the displays, so you can just see what you're looking at. You know, backgrounds, you can add backgrounds in by going to the world settings over here, and then go into if you want to have like a background image or something, you can do things like that. You know, you can add them through here. Go into you can add them through here, or you can add them through the shading viewport, and just as I say, just go down here to where it says object and add. Go to world, and you'll add a new one there. And what you do is you'd go add and go down to texture and go to environment texture. Once you're there, when that comes up, you add the color to the color of this, and it goes pink. But you just go to open, and I'm just going to choose a rough one off my computer. Okay, I'm just going to choose anything off my computer. Like, where is it? Like this. Right, you know. Don't forget also to make sure you're in the right scenes. They're very bright now. I know it's very bright. He's in the sun. You can move this light away if it's in the way. You know. Oh, we can't see because I've turned off the widgets. Hang on. Oh no, they're on, aren't they? Hang on a second. Oh, we're in pose mode still. Yeah. You go back to object mode. Okay. Make sure you're back in object mode. Okay. So I just changed that to object mode. This thing here. I'm pressing G just to grab quickly and moving this away. What it is because this is actually a light itself. It's an environment map, you see. So that's why it's giving off such a, you know, strong. I guess I could turn it down slightly. Yeah, a bit too slightly. But yeah, you know, our guys out in the fields just looking over the mountains. Oh, Danny boy, oh Danny boy, oh Danny boy, you know. He said, I remember when I was a kid, out in the fields waiting for old Danny boy. He said, my father was a leprechaun. I'm just joking, guys, doing different accents. I don't know if this guy's Irish or what, but I remember my father lived around here. Oh, Danny boy, you can make a music video, see? The day has come when I must become a man and go out into the world and venture looking for UFOs and strong chunks of cheese. You know, and you can literally animate the camera and stuff, you know. I'm gonna just quickly delete the background though, just quickly. God damn, we're in the dark again, what happened? Move the light back over here. Get some spooky effects going on, you know. Could change the colour of the light too. And we'll do that, you know. And do different kinds of effects. I'm not going to muck around too much now, so I can tell you a ghost story. You know, but yeah, just create some realistic. I mean, it looks pretty realistic, right? Go to layout. I mean, for what you want to do, I mean, you want to make the next Shrek or something. You know what I mean? You can make a story up. To animate, as I say, to animate a character, you'd go up to, you drag this up. Well, I've got this here. You know, the keyframes. This is the tool, the timeline for the animation. You know. And you can animate along here by like pressing I to like add keyframes, or just you can click this little dot here, which will give it's an automatic keyframing thing. I'm not going to do it in this video, but you'll see that when you press that, and then as you move this along the timeline and make adjustments to the movements, it will add keyframes in for you. Just as once you've moved it, it will keep that position at a certain time. You can then readjust the positions of the keyframes and the speed and everything, plus the length of the timeline, where it starts and where it ends from here, and then going up to render. You can render out your video or your images if it's just images. And you can go over here and from the options here, I believe it's, where is it here? well, it's in here somewhere, damn it. Yeah, here you can adjust what you're going to export as a video or what an image, where you're going to export it to, things like that, you know. But I just thought I'd show you that in this video, right guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. Thank you very much. Peace.